episode of Super Reaction Bros. I'm Kristen.
I'm Christopher.
And on today's episode, we're taking like an official Netflix trailer for, I swear to God, this is not Brightburn, so bear with us. This is for a new Netflix series called Raising Dion. I believe Michael B. Jordan is helping produce this show, as well as I think has a small role in the show as well.
Yeah, I believe he does pretty much small. He doesn't have a huge role, but like a small role. He's a part of the show.
Basically, the premise vaguely sounds like Brightburn. There's the notable differences. It's a widowed single mom who finds out her son has superpowers.
Yeah.
So I don't, from the vague images
his powers start to pretty much. She's a single mom trying to raise her son, who at some point starts to develop powers, and then it's a matter of trying to pretty much help him control it and things like that. You know, where it's like trying to raise the son pretty much that is now developing abilities that even she doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, he doesn't become a mass serial killer like in the other movie. In that one movie.
No, this is reminding me of not that movie. This reminds me of like a whole other movie. I'll explain after the trailer.
Okay.
But again, let's just take a look at this for the official Netflix trailer for Raising Dion. So here we go.
Your dad was traveling so much that year that he gave me this video.
How's Dion doing? I miss my little man.
Yeah, he plays the
Telling you,
father.
Nicole, that kid is something special.
You're such a special kid. You're charming, smart, very handsome.
I think they did this after a short film.
Pat said you were asking about your dad.
My mom won't tell me what happened. Just says it was a storm. Mister, I got your doll!
Did he just Nightcrawler his way to his mom's arms?
Something is happening with Dion. We should figure out how to get it under control.
How long do you think you can keep this up? The government is tracking people who got superpowers.
I'm not the only one.
Things about Dion.
Hey! Look on his face.
The storms are drawn to your son. Where's my son?
Oh, he may have been the...
This is a series.
It's you and me. You and me.
Now, the one film this is reminding this is October 4th. This is reminding me of. You haven't seen it yet, but it's a film that definitely wouldn't mind.
Midnight Special?
No, not at all.
Okay.
It's reminding me more of like, it's called Fast Color. And that one's a very interesting film where pretty much you're following this girl pretty much who in a generation of her family, they all have abilities, pretty much, and things happen, stuff like that. But it's like not like your typical superhero type of film, not like Marvel, or it's something like you would get from this almost.
Right.
But that's why I said that's what it reminds me of a little bit. This the way it's shot, the way it's put together, even with the colors, stuff like that, reminds me completely of this the movie Fast Color, which I suggest because me and my wife saw it and we were like, this is really good, and they're turning actually that into a series as well, continuing that story, pretty much for that movie. But that's where it's reminding me of. But this here, it's shut up.
I didn't say anything.
Pretty much, this looks good though. This honestly looks good. It doesn't look like it's a type of thing again where you're like, wait, this is supposed to be a series, So. You think it would be like a full-on movie the way it's set up? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's definitely interesting where they're going with it. He definitely does seem like he accidentally, because they talked about how this storm
was attracted to
him, and I think the first night it happened is when his father got killed, pretty much.
Maybe.
That's a vague sense I got, because the kid's like, nobody told me what happened. Just one night he passed. Nobody would tell him the truth about what happened. And from the vague flashback they showed, and from what they said later in the trailer, that's the kind of the inkling I got from it. Mm-hmm. There's a couple things I'm still questioning, like giant lightning dude silhouette.
Well, like they showed there, it's like he's not the only one, pretty much. But it's the type of thing where it's like the government's been keeping it so tight-lipped about it that nobody really knows about it. So it's like later on they're starting to realize, okay, my son's not the only one.
So it's interesting what abilities he has. So he has teleportation. That's obvious. He has some form of where he can create projections. Storms are attracted to him, so
impossible telekinesis because with the water and the fish, pretty much.
Exactly. So like, it's interesting. It's not like one thing. It's like, because you know how like I'm not kind of saying Brightburn, but like Superman has like one thing, but it's like
next to him, it's kind of hard to.
Thing.
It feels like as a kid, pretty much. It reminds me of from the Incredibles, pretty much, where it's like their son. It's like he's got various things. It feels like it's like that ability. It's the type of thing where it's like growing pains, where it's like you're just it's like eventually you pretty much land on that certain ability that's gonna stick with you. So here it's like he's got different ones hitting him at once.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of which one's gonna stick, which one's gonna land. Or it's like what ability is gonna stick with him pretty much. And I think that's what's going on here, where it's like he's got so many of them he doesn't know which is which. How to control certain things, stuff like that.
I am interested overall. It does look like a good show. Like, it's been a dime. Let's be honest, it's been a dime a dozen with like. Shows about kids and teenagers with superpowers. So, like, I'm not saying this fully stands out to me just yet, but there is potential there. There really is.
There's a lot of potential here that I've noticed, pretty much. And like I said, that's definitely, before you watch it, I definitely would suggest to watch. For any of you who haven't seen it or haven't heard of it, especially you if you wanted to, like I said, take a look at Fast Color, and you'll see what I mean, pretty much how it reminds me a bit of that, pretty much, of what, we're getting in this sense into this. And it feels like I heard this was originally a short film, and then they decided, it was a few years back, they were like, okay, somebody wanted to turn it into a series. The thought of raising a son who has abilities and stuff like that. Because they did have that. I don't know if it was for, like I said, I believe it was for this. And they decided just to turn into a regular series instead of like a film.
Right.
But anyways, so yeah, like I said, this definitely is something I wouldn't mind adding to my list, pretty much, on Netflix, because it looks really good.
Yeah, same here. So other than that, if you're new to the channel, you can hit the like button. If you want to talk to us more about stuff like this, comment down below. If you want to share us around, share it around, and if you like it just a little bit more than anybody else when it comes to talking about Netflix original series, hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon as well.
Let us know what you guys thought of this trailer overall. Is this a series you want to check it out? Does it remind you of any other type of film, pretty much? Like maybe the one I mentioned, or maybe something else that, I haven't seen, or, I didn't bring up and was like, oh, okay, I didn't even think about that film either. Let us know in the comments down below. Put down what you thought of our reactions as well, but most importantly, thank you for watching.
So until next time, I'm Chris.
I'm Christopher.
And this has been a very Dion-filled episode of SRB.
See you
later.
Hey guys, thanks for watching.
If you want to check out our previous reactions,
as well as our other shows,
click the playlist down below.
And if you want to check us out in the social universe,
you can check us out on Twitter,
as well as Stardust,
@SuperReactBros.